Hey guys, how we doing this morning? Hopefully you're doing fantastic, guys. Guys, let me know if the stream's coming in okay. Something's weird on my end. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coming into focus there. Hopefully you're doing fantastic today on this gorgeous Sunday morning. The market finally moves. Finally moves. We finally get some volatility. Finally get some action, guys. Let me know if everything's coming in good for you. Because again, as I said, it looks a little weird on my end. There we go. All right, cool. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. If you guys do have any problems, just make sure to refresh the page. You should be all right. Yeah. Yes, more focus on the beautiful face. Well, hopefully, man. All right, good morning to you guys. Midas Touch, Jurgen Ernst. I'll have to watch static later. You just got to refresh the page, man. Ben Joseph, what's going on, my friend? Coin Hustle, C-Dub, XRP, Commander Podnuts. Oh, hey. Got to hit you with that moderator wrench there, Mr. Podnuts. You're in there, man. You too, Alex. Sorry, man. You guys have been wrenched. All right, Kyle Mitchell, Real Stoggeroach. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Please don't break another webcam. I'll try my best not to. Here we go, live technical support. Hey, what's going on, man? Ooh, good catch. Let me fix that. All right. Oh, there it goes. It just fixed it. All right, cool. Yeah, that was Alex calling me, telling me that the stream wasn't displaying on screen. So hopefully that works. All right, let's see here. Phil is in, mate. That's right, man. Phil is in. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, Mr. Decipher X here. I got you, man. You're wrenched. Hey, Hayden, what's going on this morning, man? Good to see you, brother. Let me wrench you, bro. Jay Constant, it's always something different with you, man. He says, I bought BTC at 35.50 on Binance, 10 minutes later, a drop. We'll have to put you in... We're gonna have to put you in the we're gonna have to put you in the payday category, man. We'll have to put you in the payday category. We counter trade payday. No, we don't counter trade payday, man. Hey, don't feel bad, dude. Crypto mood swings. Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you, man. Thanks so much for the support. All right, let's get into this, guys. Sorry, I did a lot of hi, how we doing? What's going on? Hope you guys are fantastic. Again, it is Sunday morning, January the 13th, 2019. And we're going to take a look at some market volatility. All right, so let me pull it up. Let's get into it. I want to look at the data metrics first because there's some interesting things, actually. There are some interesting things coming in if we look at underlying data metrics. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Yep, that's what we want. Okay, so let's take a look at the bid-ask sum, guys. Let's take a look at the bid-ask sum. And there's some interesting things coming up here. More interesting things coming in from the MDR, from the market depth ratio, which is measuring the entirety of the order book. So the bid-ask sum is going to give us a little bit more clear indications of where the market's going to go in the short term, whereas the MDR, similar to the bid-ask sum on the 50%, which will be looking at the entirety of the order books, will give us a higher idea of where price is likely to go in the midterm. Sorry, guys, just getting coffeeed up here. Kind of woke up to some market volatility. Watched Bird Box with my daughter last night. Has anybody seen that? That's a pretty good movie. You know, I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it sucks, it's terrible." I quite enjoyed it. I don't know what that says about me. If that means that I don't know what it means. I don't know. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna fix my Fibonacci. There we go. Get that Fibonacci spiral nice and beautiful there behind me. Okay, so bid-ask sum, we're going to start off with a 5%. So looking at BitMEX, and let's refresh the page so we're sure we've got accurate data. So looking at the bid-ask sum on BitMEX, we did over the last 2 days have a big spike in supply on BitMEX, just on BitMEX. Big spike in supply. So we could have, this would have been a leading indicator to let us know in the short term, price is likely to at least test or break these lows, especially because we had posited in such a low, such an extreme low on high volatility on a high volume movement, and then pop back up and entered into consolidation range. I know a lot of people were saying bear flag, blah. I don't really look at that stuff. You guys know that. So again, not trying to shide or shame you, but what I do want to point out right here is just the massive fall off. Now, this is difficult to see because it's all the way on the right-hand side of the screen, but if you can actually see, and this will become clear here in a little bit, but supply has dropped all the way off the map. Supply is actually sitting right around here. Supply is sitting right around here, while we've seen demand continue to rise. Demand healthily rising right here. So the number of longs being put in, quite healthy. The number of shorts spiked quite significantly over the last 2 days, and then boom, fell right off the map. And we saw this right over here where asks had risen quite significantly, kind of dropped off, spiked, and then fell off the map right here. But we did see this nice, healthy movement up in Bitcoin's price, as we saw the exact same metrics right here. So we have the number of bids, or in BitMEX's case, this is the number of longs. They are healthily increasing right here. We do find an area right here where the asks do spike up. And really, the telling sign right here for when to enter into your short was when the bids completely fell off the map right here. You had about a 30-minute window if you were just trading off this data metric right here to realize that all the long support has fallen off the map, and all you have is an overwhelming abundance of supply, meaning that there is no pressure to push back on the shorts, and that's exactly what happened. It wasn't that we had an overabundance of asks in and of itself. It's that the equilibrium that was keeping the asks back, that was keeping the shorts back, fell off the map. And we're seeing the exact same thing here. So what was keeping price up? We had an overabundance of supply right here. What was keeping price up was the same amount of bids, was the same amount of longs that were pushing pressure against them. And what we've seen here is after we've had a nice volatile movement downward in price, we have seen the asks fall completely off. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the BitMEX chart, is that the supply has fallen off and we don't have an overabundance of supply at this point in time. Let's go ahead and check out Bitfinex as well. Bitfinex as well, we do see, so looking at spot price looks quite healthy. We do have an overabundance of bids. Now keep in mind that as opposed to longs to shorts ratios, which is often an indication of market psychology, when we're actually looking at the number of people, what the bid-ask sum is telling us is the number of, when we're looking at spot price, is the number of people who actually want to buy. So this is quite bullish. If we see an overabundance of demand on spot price, it is letting us know that price is likely to move upwards because there is open interest in buying, which is what pushes price up. We did have a nice spike here in buying, kind of right, excuse me. So sorry. We see the exact same thing here. I talked about this the last time I looked at the bid-ask sum yesterday. We had this nice spike up in asks and absolutely no buying pressure to really equal it, to push back against it. And what happened, price was consolidating at a higher range near resistance. We have a massive spike in asks and price moves down. So this is an excellent indicator for you to be entering into your sells right here when you do see that is the overwhelming market trend and you don't see a significant supply, or excuse me, you don't see a significant rise in demand to match or reach that level. So right here was your leading indicator to be putting on your sells. And as well, we do see that as price crashed down into a consolidation period, we see a skyrocketing of demand. So a lot of demand, as I talked about on spot price at this price level right here, not a lot of interest in selling these levels. And as you can see right here on the right side of the chart, you can actually see that supply has actually fallen off even more. So not absolutely zero interest, not a lot of interest in selling this on the spot price. And actually there is an increase in demand, a lot of increase here. The demand fell off here slightly and it is now back up on the rise. So more active buying than selling on the Bitfinex platforms as far as the number of limit orders that are on the books right now. That is a bullish sign. If we go look at Coinbase, we'll see if we can get some confirmation on that on a third exchange. And Coinbase confirms this as well. So not as volatile, not as wild the movements on Coinbase coming in, but the fact remains that asks or demand, or excuse me, supply has fallen off the map, rising. So supply on Coinbase is rising and demand on Coinbase is just consolidating sideways. But overall, more demand than supply, more interest in buying Bitcoin at these levels than selling Bitcoin at these levels. And we do see overall an open rise in interest. So summary, Coinbase, more bullish than bearish, but moving sideways with the potential for supply to reach demand. Bitfinex, quite bullish. And BitMEX. BitMEX was significantly bearish over the last 2 days, but recently the supply has just fallen off the map. So I look at that as a more neutral sign. It would be extremely bullish if I could see a huge spike here in bids. If we can get the bids back up to these levels, that'd be quite bullish to me, but definitely not bearish. So looking at the bid-ask sum, I have to have a fundamentally bullish bias on Bitcoin's price right now. All right, let's go take a look at the market depth ratio. Come on. There we go. So look at this, man. Look at this. So this is the 1 week chart of the entire order book of bids and asks. Now this is measured across all exchanges, every single exchange. Well, not every single exchange, but you see here, you've got all these exchanges that this is weighting price. This is to USDT. This is to USD. This is to Ethereum, Pax, DAI, whatever. Not DAI, but you get the point. And look at this massive spike. So we had falling open interest in Bitcoin from January 9th all the way down. So overall, we had a reduction in limit buys and limit sells. And look what just happened today. So we can actually, if we just go look on the daily chart, we can actually see where this is coming in. So right around 10 o'clock in the morning, so just about an hour and a half ago, we have a massive spike in demand, a massive spike in the MDR. As we can see right here, here's the market depth ratio. It's quite bullish. We do have more bids than asks in the order book. And then just in the last hour and a half, we have a big spike in demand right here. Boom. and significantly getting us back to significant all-time, not all-time highs, but recent all-time highs. So here's the weekly chart of the MDR, and look at our weekly high for bids, sitting right around, let's see here, what is that high? About 29,565,000, and we are currently sitting at 27,489,000. So about $2 million off on the buy side to get us where we need to see. Hey, Eli back. Hey, thanks so much for the $5 super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, man. You are the bee's knees, my man. Highly appreciated, bro. All right. Hey, Scott does bring up a great point. We are looking for somebody to do some yeoman's work if you guys would be able to do that, if anybody is interested in doing that. So one of the requests that we receive quite frequently is because we do these morning updates, but because the show is so long and because I cover so much, if anybody would be willing to jot down a rough timestamp of when I cover a significant topic. So for example, like start of the show, 5 minutes in, bid ask sum, and then, you could jot down at about 20 minutes in, technical analysis of BTC, maybe 40 minutes in, talks about Ethereum, BTC, whatever. If anybody would be willing to do that, I would highly appreciate it. We'd be looking to give you a moderator role in the Discord as well. So if you're interested in that, either post it in the chat and Scott will get with you on that, or feel free to DM myself, Scott, Ben, an admin, an analyst in the Discord, and we'd be happy to work with you. We'd really appreciate that if anybody would be willing to do that. Hey, Eli back. Thank you so much, man. Let's see here. DVD BNN1. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Walls are pulled all the time, and these charts are lagging by 1 minute, actually. Actually, these ones that I'm looking at right here are lagging by about 30 minutes. Yes, you're absolutely right. And walls are pulled all the time. But again, this is compiling data from every single exchange. So if your assertion that cryptocurrency is so manipulated that you have individuals on every single exchange communicating at the same time, and that when you see a movement like this, there's absolutely no active interest in purchasing from traders or from investors, well, I disagree with you, man. Because not everything is spoofing, not everything is tinfoil hat manipulation. There are legitimate data sources, and as opposed to looking at technical analysis, which is great and helps us determine our entries and exits, and again, I've been relying on technical analysis for years, if you do not take into account underlying volumetric data, then you're going to be crippling your trading experience, in my opinion anyways. But you're free to trade however you want, my friend. Okay, so bid ask sum talked about, market depth ratio talked about. That's kind of really all I wanted to go over. We can go over Coin Farm online real quick. All right, so Coin Farm online. Let's take a look and see. We do see the shorts getting fairly aggressive. We're not at that 60-40 ratio yet whatsoever. Let's take a look back over the last hours. No, the short's just starting to get aggressive now. So from 11, so starting at 11, so this is the current hour. So shorts really starting to get aggressive now over this last hourly period. And as I would assume, when the market makes a highly volatile move, we do see that retail now is attempting to pile in. Hey, Pure Infinite Love, Natural Medicine. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Highly appreciated. It's just one of my idiosyncrasies. I say man, dude, kind of stuff. It's, part of being a millennial. So if you're not of that gender and I ever call you a man or dude, my apologies. I'm completely non-biased. Let's see here. I do want to give some shout outs to Twitch real quick, and then I'll get back into this, guys. Let's see here. Yeah, Crypto Mood Swings and Franny VVS. Thanks so much for the follows on Twitch, guys. Highly appreciated. My coffee is sticking to the toilet. Napkin. All right, guys. You guys see that one? Yes, that it does say magical motherfucker. It's a birthday present. Okay, so short's getting pretty aggressive where I'm actually expecting to see a bounce here. Now let's get into the technical analysis of Bitcoin. Pop. Okay, there we go. Found it. All right, we'll start off on the higher time frames and zoom in. You know, I was fully expecting to wake up this morning and be like, guys, Bitcoin hasn't moved yet. And it's funny because I received some text messages when I woke up like, hey, guy, you know, like, hey, Justin, market hasn't moved at all. We're getting bored. We're going to go play altcoins, you know, whatever. It's cool, man. But then just about an hour before I, you know, was getting ready to do the show, market moves. Market moves a nice, let's see here. So the length of this movement so far moves about $100. So a nice $100 movement is exactly what I'd like to see. So let's do the whole shenanigans on this baby. All right, so let's look at the daily chart. Looking at price on Bitstamp right now. So obviously we have about 6.5 hours until the daily candle closes. Daily candle looks like it's going to be closing on a bearish candle. Obviously, we'll just have to wait and see how this baby ends. Obviously, we had put in this nice, I say obviously loud. We had put in this extremely bearish, fully engulfing candle right here, pushing us all the way down to retest our support levels right here. We have popped back up and consolidated at those levels for the last 2 days. Almost no movement, very low volatility. But there were a lot of day trading plays on the table if you were just looking to scalp the range. And again, I've talked about this before. One very common thing that you can do is be hedged. Hedging also works, in my opinion, when Bitcoin is trading in these tight ranges. So let me give you an example of how that actually looks. So here's XBT, and I will go to let's go to the 15-minute chart, for example. Let's get rid of the drawings. So we've got Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart here. And one thing that you can do, let's go to the 30-minute chart, where we can look at a little bit more data. Okay. So here was the range we were trading in for the last couple days. So what you can do is you can plot out the median price, and from the median price, what I would definitely do is you have the median price from your daily point of control. So I use session volume to determine this information, and then you can just simply go down to the lower time frames and use multiples of ATR, so 1x, 2x ATR. You can enter shorts above price and longs below price. Again, the nice thing about the BitMEX platform is that you can do this simultaneously. So you could be doing this on XBT-H19 if you're wanting to go short, and you could do this on XBT-USD Perpetual Swap or XBT-M19 to go long. And what you can do is you can catch all these volatile movements because all you're doing is looking for liquidity sweeps. So you can be setting your short orders to the upside. So 1x ATR away from price, 2x ATR away from price, stop loss 3.5x ATR away from price. You can be setting your buys 1x ATR away from price, 2x ATR away from price, 3.5x ATR away from price for your stop loss. And you're going to be able to capture these movements that most people aren't going to be able to capture because there are nice volatile movements. For example, that's a 4% move right there. That's a 2.5% move right there. That's a 2%, 1.5% move right there. You can capture those movements if you have a strategy and a plan to be prepared to play both sides of the market. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. So yesterday I went ahead and put on an XBT-H19 short. I'm fully filled on my I'm fully filled on my XBT USD long. I'm underwater right now. I've got about an average entry of about 35.50, depending on I have to crunch the numbers a little bit, but I'm cool with it. But I put on that XBT-H19 short last night, just as I talked about yesterday with putting on the ETH USD long and putting on the ETH H19 short. The ETH USD long stopped out. And it was only, about a 2% because I had laddered. So 10% at market price, 30% at 1x ATR, 60% at 2x ATR, stop loss at 3.5% ATR. And when you ladder in that fashion, even if the trade doesn't work out for you, you significantly reduce your losses. This is the power of laddering ahead of time. Now, one of the dangers of laddering, in my opinion, is the way that I see people do laddering incorrectly, is that they will ladder into a losing trade. So they didn't have a strategy or a plan to ladder. They just kind of go all in with their position size at current market rates, and they don't have a strategy or a plan for more upside, or excuse me, for more downside if they're trying to go long, or for more upside if they're attempting to go short. And because of this, they hobble themselves and they've married themselves to one entry instead of looking at ranges of entry. Now, when you scalp, like for particularly like my strategy for using the VPSV on the 30-minute chart, which this is exactly what you're looking at when I'm scalping. This is exactly what you'd be looking at, except I'm also correlating the Fisher transform and my HD transformer on higher time frames, not the 30-minute chart, just to give me an idea of general directional bias. So yeah, so individuals who went short, so individuals who went long right here and did not plan for any downside, not working out so well for them. I went long, so I began filling longs. So where was our first fill on the long? Right here, so 35.85, I think was my first fill on the long, captured right here on this wick right here. And I had opportunities to exit a profit, but that's all right. I could have just taken that short scalp. That's fine. Again, I had about a 1% opportunity for profit on the table, but I'm going to play this a little bit more directionally out, especially because I'm already in profit overall for this because of the XBT-H19. Now, the XBT-H19, I calculated in the 1 hour, and because of that, I was able to get 2 fills. So I was 40% filled on the XBT-H19 short because I entered 10% at market rates last night before I went to bed, but I prepared for further upside. I prepared for liquidity sweeps to the upside. So secondary fill was my second fill on XBT-H19. Again, this is the perpetual swap contract, so the chart's a little bit different. The chart looks the same, but the prices are a little different. So I was able to get my secondary fill on this nice little candle right here, and cashed out all. Let me just double check that I'm not talking out my butt. Oh yeah, so trade's still open. So I still have one further take profit target. Sorry, I just had to switch over to my BitMEX screen. I do have one further take profit target below me, but right now my stop is in profit, which is how I do things. I constantly trail stops as well. ETH-USD I'm kicked out of. ETH-H19 did well. I wish I would have got filled more, obviously, looking in retrospect at ETH-H19, but that's okay. It is what it is. I was able to, I got a 10% fill on it. It didn't have a nice pump up here to capture some liquidity like XBT did. So that's all right. It's okay. That's all right. So I guess so overall, just looking at those 4 trades, ETH-USD carried the lion's share of the losses. ETH-H19 mitigated that a little bit because I wasn't filled. I didn't have as large of a position size, whereas I was fully filled up on ETH-USD. The XBT-H19 pretty much made that break even, and actually just a little bit of profit, honestly. So I'm about 1% up overall on those moves just for the position size, just because of the tight ranges that we're playing. And now I'm fully filled up on the XBT-USD long. Now, one thing that I did want to point out, we do have to keep our eye on this and kind of monitor this closely because there is the potential for this to break down. But what have we done so far? Well, we were trading in a very tight range. We went over the data metrics earlier showing that, in my opinion, there is more, not in my opinion, I don't trade my opinion, but based on the data that I see, there is more demand currently than supply for Bitcoin. So generally, when you do see price action like this, generally when you see consolidation, you want to look at where is this consolidation taking place and in relation to what market movement. So we had consolidation, and again, sometimes I do get things wrong. We had consolidation up at this level right here, an area where I had been saying for quite a while that this is the area that I wanted to be putting on my shorts from. If you guys go back and watch all my videos, you can see I do have my short channel right here. Let's go to the XBT chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. You guys should be able to see quite clearly, yes, you see my short channel right here, where I've been saying for a long time I want to be putting on my shorts in this channel. Price got up here, and I was feeling bullish because of the consolidation at that level. Couple that with the fact that I've had a very, very busy few weeks. So, no excuses. And what I should have done, what I didn't do, and what I did last night, because I don't make the same mistake twice, and I haven't really made that mistake in a while, but just goes to show you guys, you can't get married to a position. You can't let it get to you if you take an L. You can't let it get to you if your analysis turns out to be wrong, because a large trader with a large amount of capital can invalidate the best technical analysis. This is a game of probabilities. It is just like counting cards in blackjack. It is very similar to playing poker. What you have to do is read the markets as you would read your opponent and develop a strategy for the best case scenario and the worst case scenario so that you can come out on top. And when the market is not strongly trending, being hedged, and again, I get flack for like being hedged. I don't understand. Like, I have more capital now than December 2018, or excuse me, December 2017. And again, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that because I have taken pains to protect my capital, whereas most people have not over the last year, unfortunately, my main goal is protecting my capital. Yes, I'm looking to definitely profit in the bear market, and I am doing that quite well, actually. Ask anybody in the trading group. But the overall arching goal in a bear market should be protecting your money, because there will be plenty of time to make money in the next bull run. We'll be making money hand over fist. Don't worry, it's coming. Believe that. Bitcoin is not dead. Bitcoin will see new levels. Bitcoin will see new all-time highs. Bitcoin is a technology that can and will fundamentally change how we interact with each other as human beings. But that is separate and one thing aside from how we're trading the current market cycle. So overall, bear's still in control. Bear's can attack at any moment. We have to be very careful taking long positions. Highly recommended to be hedged when you do take your long positions. So all we've done so far right now, in my eyes, is retest these swing lows. Now, depending on where the next few candles close, the next hourly and 4-hour candles close, and really how the daily closes, is going to tell me whether we are going to bounce. And I actually do expect us to get at least a bounce back up to an equilibrium level here. So let's actually go to the 30-minute chart. Yeah, I fully do expect this bounce that's happening right now. So actually let's see here. So almost back to break even now. Almost back to break even. About 10 more bucks and I will be back at break even based on the fills that I put in right here. So I was filling up as this candle was going down. I believe 35.85. Let me double check. I'll have to go look at let me go look at my screen. Yeah, 35.85, 35.53. Oh, and actually I have a lower entry, so 34.84. So I'm not fully filled yet, but just based off where we're at. So it got about, yes. No, shit. That filled. Yeah, 34.84 filled. My bad. See what happens when you got a lot of tabs on your screen? Okay, so good to go. Ready to ride. All right. So yeah, fully expect at least a bounce here. Now, where can we expect the minimum bounce here? Well, we pull out Mr. Fibonacci. Go over this every day, guys. Expecting a minimum bounce to 35.42, 35.60. All right, right in this area right here. Now, when we get to this level right here, this is going to be key for, are we going to continue going down? Are we going to consolidate, or are we going to go on a pseudo moon mission? Now, classically, traditionally, the way that you would look at this is that you can't be bullish until you get back up above 36, let's just say 3,600. So we have this strong consolidation in the low 3,600s. We have consolidation at yesterday's session around 36.15, consolidation the day before that around 36.20, and consolidation the day before around 36.45. So those are the levels that we do need to get above and close above if we're going to go on Mr. Moon mission to 3,700. And I'm keeping my eyes open for that because I do expect that that is more likely to happen. However, I'm going to be prepared to exit my position if I do see signs of rejection from these levels. Because all we've done right now is tapped into liquidity below the swing low. Why is this a level of liquidity? Because anybody that was going long with a directional position here is going to be setting their stops below swing lows. And so you're going to have the most liquidity tapped in right here. And what do you see? You have stops trapped into. You have a lot of volume on this candle. You have a lot of volume relative to everything that you've had here in the consolidation. So this is actually pretty damn near equal to this candle right here. This is pretty much damn near equal to this candle right here. So just based on the volume of this candle and the liquidity that it tapped into and the number of buy orders, coupling that with the fact that we are in a supply zone and there is more supply than demand for Bitcoin right now, looking at the data metrics, definitely bullish on BTC in the short term for today. So we will keep our eye posted and watch how the daily closes and watch how the next the next 8 hours go. But for the meantime, I'm going to ride this to the upside. Now, when do I start to get pretty bearish? If I see some pretty significant rejection on a higher time frame, if I see an hourly or 4-hour candle give me a reversal candle somewhere in this region, if we're not able to get above 35.60, if we're not able to get above 35.80, if we're not able to get above those regions right here, if we get a really strong rejection from this level right here, and if we close an hourly or a 4-hour candle below our low right here, because then that would be a test of liquidity at the swing low. and then a rejection and an invalidation of that if we actually do trade lower. Because I'm comfortable with this right here. You have to think of the volatile movements. If you've got some big boys playing right here that are getting their limit orders filled right here, then they're not going to be okay with price going lower. So what's our best case scenario? Again, best case scenario is a retest of this previous supply zone around 37.50, or excuse me. So starting from my actual supply zone goes from 37.28 to 37.72. Potentially even a retest of the symmetrical triangle that we did break down from, as you can see right here. We were trading in the symmetrical pattern. Price broke up, consolidated at the at the supply zone, put in this support level right here, broke down on strong volatility, consolidated briefly, broke back down again below the triangle, and you can actually see where we did find support on the movement back down. That's why you had a lot of limit orders right there at that level on the triangle. You can see this ascending trend line right here, and you can see the bounce that we had, but that bounce was not strong enough. The volume was not there. That was right at the point of control 2. And coming back down. So let's go look at a bigger picture. Let's look at the 12-hour chart. And yes, inverted head and shoulders fully invalidated, people. We have the current point of control coming in right around 38.21. So this level hasn't been retested as rejection. Obviously, we have our lows right here. If we're just going off horizontal support and resistance, 35.85, we've got the levels of 36.80 and the levels around 37.76 acting as resistance right now. We do have our point of control coming in around 38.21. So if we start taking these out, more than fully expect us to test the point of control right here, and we'll see if we get rejection from that. The safest place to be having your sells right now is looking to target these LVNs below the point of control, obviously. So around 37.60, 37.50 would be safe. Take profit targets if you're looking to take a long position on this right now. If we're able to close above the point of control at 38.21, we've got a nice shallow LVN, and I fully expect a retest of 39.50. So we have a shallow pocket of the LVN starting around 39.44. 39.64, somewhere in that area. And then again, the same thing. If we're able to close above previous resistance right here, we've got a little shallow pocket of the LVN and not a whole lot. So getting back above here gets extremely bullish for me, because just as we were looking at back in time at 6,000, so the more times that you test support, 1, 2, 3, we've got more tests on support going back in time. The more times that you test support, the weaker support gets, and the more likely you are to break through. If you look at this in reverse, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, coming up for a 5th test potentially on a test of resistance. Every time you test that resistance and you continue to consolidate in this higher area, that resistance is going to get weaker and the momentum is going to get greater. Now, there we go. All right, let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break and engage with the chat a little bit, guys. Sorry. Dalibor Grakalik, why are there people selling Bitcoin when they know Bitcoin is the future? Well, unfortunately, because a lot of people got to pay their bills, man. HD Doodle, what's going on, man? I just, again, I'm not sure exactly what, oh, you guys are speaking Dutch. Okay. I don't know who TT is, but, FF for life. You know, I've never got into that FF stuff, man. Kyle Mitchell says, don't try bird boxing on the highway. Happening in the UK, a few crashes. Huh. Daniel Clerks, Sandy B is always okay. Oh, yeah. Sandy B. She's still looking good, man. Wander Sound Radio asks, is now the sell-off of the people from January highs in 2018 happening? some banking product were bought for Bitcoin. Let me think about that. Is now the sell-off of the people from January. So, okay, so are the people from January 2018 selling now? Well, more than likely, absolutely. Unfortunately, you have people that are very depressed. I'm not seeing full-scale capitulation. Again, I hear this a lot. I hear a lot of different theories on what capitulation needs to look like. For me, I'm mostly focused on the technicals of what I've seen capitulation look like, correlating very heavily back to the bottom that we saw in 2014. And so I do want to see something like that. Now, as far as psychology, it's just like I said just a few moments ago. You have a lot of people who invested in Bitcoin and they need to pay the bills. So, you have a lot of, the honorable hodlers who held all the way. And if they're looking at a situation like this where they see Bitcoin put in a bottom and they get really excited and the whole space was going crazy and people were like, oh, we're going to 5K, man. And people were thinking, okay, fuck, the bottom's in. It's the end. The end is here, man. We held all the way. We're in, man. We got this. And then price just rejects from resistance again. And then you've got the people on crypto Twitter coming out and saying, all right, we're going below 3K now, guys. Sorry. Maybe next year. We'll see you guys in 2020, 2022. I don't know, man. I don't think Bitcoin is see, here's the thing. It's a controversial topic, man, because as a trader, I don't think that Bitcoin is around. So overall, in the long term, I think that Bitcoin is around the prices where I would be establishing, if I, again, looking at this from the realm of an investor with a long-term mindset. This is around the levels where I definitely want to be establishing, where I think the price is attractive. Okay. However, what I have learned through my experience in bear markets is that when you're in a bear market, price can always go lower. Okay. And you shouldn't be concerned with, or you shouldn't be obsessed with buying the bottom, because that is going to get you wrecked more often than not, because most people look at price through that lens. They look at it, they are worried about catching the bottom, and they think that they're going to buy Bitcoin when it's really, really low and then just wait and sell it when it's really, really high. Like, just like the hodlers, just like you've seen the videos, the success videos or all that stuff. Okay, that's not really how I get down. I've talked previously on the stream about the fact that, yes, I did buy a little Bitcoin. I did buy a little Bitcoin at 4,000. I am going to buy a little Bitcoin if we get back down to 3,000. I'm going to be prepared to buy Bitcoin between 2,700 and 2,300. Okay. But I don't recommend that you follow my strategy, because I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time. I have the capital, I have the patience, I have the mindset, I have my bills paid, I have support, I have, like my house paid off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my time horizon, I'm allowed to trade, I'm allowed to invest my opinion, but I don't trade my opinion. So I will invest my opinion, I don't trade my opinion. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I would recommend, and again, you guys are responsible for making your own financial decisions when it comes to your investments. What I recommend is that you wait until Bitcoin is in a confirmed bull trend. I would rather pay the premium when we start opening and closing weekly candles above 6,000. I think it would be much safer for you to buy at that level than to worry about trying to catch the bottom when we're below 6,000 and in clear bear territory. So right now, I mean, let's just look at the weekly chart. I mean, right now you have a clear delineation. Look where the point of control is on the weekly chart. All right. So this is BitMEX, but just look where the weekly point of control is right here. All right. You have clear delineation, $6,408. All right. So this is going all the way back to 2017. So you've got a clear delineation of bull market, bear market, bull market, bear market. Okay. Obviously in bear market since the top. All right. So when you're looking for the next bull run, what do you need to see? You need to see price back up in this area right here. So bear market, bull market. You want to buy, you want to invest, you want to open up long-term positions in a bull market. You want to be very careful and protect your capital in a bear market and sharpen your trading skills. All right. Jay Constant says, is Bitcoin going down more? What is the next support? Sorry. Hey, no need to apologize, man. Our next support is, as I said earlier, coming in around 34.17, 33.43. Breaking that, we do have an HVN. We do have an HVN right around like 3,200, 3,230, but more than likely, if this level breaks right here, if we I could see us wicking down to this level right here. Although this area right here makes much more sense to me to hold as support. But if we break down and wick down to this level right here, or excuse me, not wick down to this level, if this level does break, then more than likely I expect a test for liquidity below the lows. I expect the lows to either be tested and hold up earlier, but more than likely, if we're going to get another bounce off that area, I expect us to actually go a little bit lower. So in that situation, I'd be looking in this range right here. So we have Bitcoin on the daily chart here. So I'd be expecting a bounce between 31.78 and potentially 29.38. I'd be expecting to buy in this range right here. Gabriel, hey, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. We got a lot of subs. My bad. I missed you guys. Let's see here. Jian Singh, Rathor, Alexander, Simon Williams, Hokuto Torotake, Sergio Ramos, Zuhair Nakvi, Jason Self, Benny Singh, and Briar Hart. Thank you so much for the subscriptions on YouTube, guys. Welcome to the community. Very, very pleased to meet you guys. Gabriel says, happy Sunday, everyone. A shady, snowy day here in the land of Montana. Icicles climbing down from the roof like red candles. Yeah, I've got to, yesterday I had to pull out the snow thrower, and I went and picked up my daughter yesterday and had to drive in this crap. And then last night, I did the show yesterday and got off the show, and, I updated, I made some trades. I traded for about 2 hours yesterday, posted all the updates to the primos, hung out in there a little bit, and then I was like, hey guys, it's Saturday. I need to go spend some time with my family. So I go out and hang out with my daughter, and I'm like, what do you want to do today? She's like, I want to make a fursuit mask. So my daughter, this is my 10-year-old daughter, she's into furries. All right. Apparently, I don't know. Like, I guess it's the kids are into it. When I was like coming up, like when I was a teenager and like just recently, like I knew the furries were weird. Like people who liked furries were weird. All right. And if you're an adult who likes furries, like I tend to be like, but she's really like, she's artsy. She draws a lot. She's a fantastic artist. She makes like paper mache models and I mean, I'm serious. Like she's talented. She's talented. Like you walk around our house and there's just like, she's made statues and dolls and paintings and drawings. And it's not, I mean, I get it. She's 10, but she's got real talent. She's got real talent. Like she draws full on like anime cartoon characters like you would see in Naruto. She's talented. It's not just because my daughter, because I'm an asshole. So if she sucked, I'd be like, yeah, she's, love her, but she sucks. No, she's got real talent. So she wants to make a fursuit mask. So we went out to Hobby Lobby last night and got the foam and the fur and the hot glue gun and all that stuff. And we watched, videos on YouTube about how to do this stuff. So we're about done with the base. So that's what I spent my evening doing. But anyways, the reason that I started talking about that was because as we were leaving, it was just snowing and I hadn't shoveled the snow yet. So I gave her the shovel. I'm like, get out there and shovel. And she's out there, struggling, shoveling. And meanwhile, I'm firing up the snow thrower, and it's automated. I just hold the button down. I'm just walking around throwing snow. Snow's swirling everywhere. Good parenting. All right. Ethereum hard fork make any difference in the price? Yeah, we had a nice run up for the Ethereum hard fork, man. But I think that was, I think it probably contributed to a lot of people. But really, at this point in time, like things like that, I really don't think things like that are significantly moving the market. I think that I don't think that had Bitcoin not come down to a pivotal price level and moved the market cap up, I don't think that just the news of the Ethereum hard fork would have made any difference. Like if Bitcoin was coming down and Ethereum was coming down, and then it was just, Bitcoin was moving down and there was the news of the Ethereum hard fork, I don't think that would have made Ethereum diverge from Bitcoin's price. Just the same with Tron. Like Tron has that BitTorrent, BTT token. They're going to be dropping on people. Although they've come out and said that holders of Tron are going to get very little BTT. Most of the BTT is going to come out through the ICO and the crowdfunding. So just irrational investors, man. Let's while we're talking, man. Sorry, while we're talking, I do want to let's keep us on the 5-minute chart. Jian Singh Rathor says, Zcash, did you bite? Boom. Nice, man. I played a lot of alts. over the last few days. So here's what I was scalping. And again, I'm not opening up long-term positions on alts, and I'm glad I didn't, because again, it's like, you know, Bitcoin moves sideways for a little bit and alts get frothy, and I scalp them and I do well on them, while I see other people like, man, we're going to the moon, man. I'm filling up my polymath bags. And it's like, guys, no, they're good for scalps, guys. I'm sorry, because if XBT tanks, they're going down. So yeah, I traded, I had a really good day on the alts, actually. Let me show you guys. And I went over this a little bit yesterday. I was talking about my trades yesterday. Come on. Actually, you know what? Let's do it over here. There you go. You guys can see better there, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, here's the trades. So here's the updates on the premium trading group as well. So I had talked about my trades from the other day, all the way down to QKC, I think. So Friday night, I had started off with BNB USDT and TRX USDT. Those didn't work out. Meanwhile, TRX H19 worked out nicely. Got a break even on an ETH USD long. And then BCHSV, AGI, Poly, and Quark Chain all popped off. And then Saturday evening, right after the show, I posted TNT, Red Pulse, Raven, XLM, for the premium group members. Those all pumped pretty much right, you know, very, very soon after I posted the signal. So, you know, again, shout out to all the people who were able to get into those. I know some people weren't. I know I had about 6 premium members, at least me personally, DM me and thank me. So that was good. Hopefully you guys got in on those. Those all pumped pretty quickly. But then there were opportunities for entry like Raven. Raven pumped up to take profit level 1, pulled back down. I called for the re-entry last evening, and then it hit all take profit targets this morning. So same with XLM, GVT as well. LTC USDT, took a trade on that, hit take profit 1. I had missed the entry on LTC H19 because I wanted to go long on that contract as well. And then it missed the entry Saturday night. Or excuse me, I think it was Friday night before I went to bed. And then Saturday in the afternoon, when I got back on with the guys, they're like, hey, you know, we're at the fill. Should we get in this? I'm like, I don't really think so. And it's like everybody was like, oh, well, we're in it. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I fucking stayed in it, and it ended up working out. Hit take profit 1. Cool. Here's the XBT H19 hedge, the ETH USD short, long that did not work out, and the ETH H19 short that worked out as well that I put on a hedge. So overall, doing pretty good. Got about pretty much closed out of most of the active positions. I'm in about 4 trades right now. So, and yeah, so, and I know Alex just posted out that Tron trade. So looking good. Oh shoot. You guys can't see that. There you guys go. Don't worry about that. That's not relevant to the current trade. That's a future order that's in the books that I haven't finished up yet. All right, let's get back to the chat. Gabriel says, I think the Ethereum hard fork buzz has been already played out. Not any new coins. I could see a spike in there somewhere, but probably after a big dump. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Couscousis says ETH is not a fork, it's a simple network upgrade. It won't split into 2 chains, which is what hard fork really means. Not really. Sorry, not to be an asshole, but hard fork just means that all the miners need to upgrade their protocols. Because if they don't, then there will be 2 chains. Actually, there will be. If the miners do not adopt the Constantinople upgrade, there will be a chain split. Yes, there will be. It is a hard fork, meaning that the majority of everybody that's running the Ethereum protocol needs to adopt the upgrade. And if they do not, there will be a chain split. So just making that very clear. So this is exactly what happened back with Ethereum Classic. So the Ethereum Foundation had put out the update that was going to return the funds from the DAO hack. And there was a good portion of the miners who did not accept that upgrade. They did not update their protocol. And they continued mining the old chain. And that's how Ethereum and Ethereum Classic came to be. It wasn't that Ethereum Classic woke up one day and said, you know what, we're going to split off. No, like it was Ethereum Classic was formed out of an event just like this that's coming up because miners chose not to adopt the upgrade. So yes, there could absolutely be 2 chains. There could absolutely be a new Ethereum coming out. Do I believe Ethereum will dump after fork? Nah, I mean, yes. I mean, traditionally, the way it is, the way that I mean, I've talked about this a lot. My strategy for trading hard forks and airdrops and things like that is to buy the underlying asset on the rumor when it comes out and then ride it up. And then about 2 to 3 days before the actual airdrop or whatever, or split or whatever, dump that shit. I did that with Z Classic back in the day. Did that with, trying to think of the one. God, a lot of those trades are from 2017. But yeah, that's how I do that. Dr. Nick, hey, what's going on, man? Says, what's up, bud? First time catching your stream. Already seems much better than much junk out on YouTube. But thanks, man. I highly appreciate that. We're here every morning, bro. S. Malal says, I have a general question about your technical analysis. Could you explain again what you mean with point of control? Yeah, absolutely, man. So the point of control, so first I need to explain volume profile. So this indicator that I have on the right side of my screen is an indicator that shows me volume by price, as opposed to the indicator at the bottom of the screen, which shows volume by time. And I find that's much more helpful for looking at volume, or excuse me, for looking at pivotal levels of price. So when we have a large spike on the volume profile, it lets me know that at this price level, there was a lot of buying and selling. So there was a lot of active interest in buying and or selling at that particular price. And you can actually see the white represents buying, the black represents selling. So at this price level right here, there was an extreme interest in buying, as opposed more so than selling. Same thing we see down here. There is more buying than selling going on. So the point of control is the level at which you have a peak of buying and selling. So it's the price level, it's the area where there was the most trading occurring. And what I have found, and what is traditionally taught using the volume profile, is that price reacts and behaves to the point of control in certain ways. Bitcoin probably going to take a little bit of a correction here. So if we look historically at previous interplays on the volume profile, so I have a full, actually I have it coming out, but I've talked about the volume profile fairly extensively earlier, and there's some good educational material out there on the volume profile. But I look for the relationship between price action and the point of control. So the most general rule is that price likes to return to the point of control, or the point of control likes to move to the price. So if price trades below the point of control, the point of control acts like a magnet and likes to pull price back to the point of control. If price trades above the point of control, the exact same thing. Alternatively, what you can see is a lot of consolidation or trading at lower or higher levels, and the point of control will move down, because the point of control is a dynamic indicator that will move as price action moves. But unless the point of control moves, those are my areas to look for resistance and support. So the point of control acts as key support, key resistance, in an area where price is very likely to return to. The reason why is because the market likes to move toward liquidity. And after it has tapped into liquidity, for example, so like, let's just look at this in the macro. Okay, so there was not a lot of liquidity in these levels. Looking at the volume profile, we can see that this is a very shallow area of the volume profile. So there wasn't actually a lot of trading, not a lot of buying and selling in these areas, as opposed to these areas where there was a shit ton of buying and selling, just like we see right here in this area. So now that liquidity has been tapped into down here, now that a lot of buys have been filled, for example, the market would like to return to liquidity so that it can execute those orders, and so that the market can execute its function, which is facilitating trade. So the market moves in such a way that trade is facilitated. So we have a lot of buys filled. We want to fill a lot of sells. We have a lot of sells filled. We want to fill a lot of buys. The market moves toward liquidity, and the point of control represents the highest area of liquidity, where there is the most liquidity. Nice toilet, dude. Stop it. Mandeep Bangar says, why XRP price not moving? Looks like it's moving to me, man. Move down a little bit just with everything else. Got to consolidate at these lower levels for a little bit. Ethereum decimated. Oh, shoot. Mark D says, trading stocks have been much more lucrative than crypto for me. Yeah, absolutely, man. Where to know we have Ethereum? I'm not sure what you're asking, man. Jam Punk Ramadan. You can check your wallet? I'm sorry if I'm not Channel, hey, what's going on, man? Your top altcoins for the long term? If I had to be put on the spot, I get asked this question a lot. I prefer to scalp altcoins. I'll be much more confident again picking up long-term positions in altcoins when I have confirmation of a bull trend. But if I was pushed on a spot, I would say Basic Attention Token, Stellar Lumens, Tron, Ethereum, all your big ones. Not all your big ones, so just let me keep that very simple. Basic Attention Token, I think, has a great fundamental use case, and I think is looking good technically. Stellar Lumens, same thing. Tron, same thing. Ethereum, same thing. And if I had to pick a few others, I like Ravencoin, and then I like the smaller cap coins that I have chosen to that I actually have relationships with their community because they are fantastic projects. So we're talking X42, Spectre Security Coin, Castle Coin. Those are great projects. You guys should go check those out. Dipanshu Dahia says 344, then we rebound. Right on, man. Where to know we have Ethereum Bank? I'm sorry, man. I don't understand, bro. Bob Godrea, hopefully I spelled that. Hopefully I pronounced that right, man. Says volume is drying up. Selling, sorry. Yes, it is. Robin Quayle says analysts expect the activity of cryptocurrency investors regions like India, China, and Russia to increase consistently in the years to come. Long-term thinking, buying in at lowest. No inflation will give problems for crypto. Potentially or potentially not. Yeah, I agree with you. I've talked about this. I talked about this extensively on the stream, actually, the last few evenings when I do evening streams, and I wax a little bit more loquaciously. So I actually think that the real-world use cases for Bitcoin, the real-world adoption, is going to spread from out to in, from outside first world countries in. And the countries that have the most need for censorship-resistant money or that are hardest hit by your globalist sanctions, like Russia, for example, and other countries other countries that are in economic difficulty, they're going to adopt cryptocurrency because the era of the petrodollar is coming to an end. Mark, the Ethereum price target, you're going to have to give me a metric. I don't really like doing that, man. I find that it's very, very invalid. I just trade, man. I take it one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time. Fabio, hey, what's going on, man? He says, check Fractal in July 2018. Prices moving the same ways. We are going to pump hard from this range. Target 4.4 or 4.8. Well, we'll take a look at it, man. Let's go take a look at that Fractal from July 2018. Yep, so we got a big dump. Find support. So the only reason why this is not quite the same is because you, here's why. And I see it. I definitely see it. Sorry. So I don't want to I don't want to say you're dumb or anything. You absolutely see a good fractal. Again, I don't trade a lot of fractals, but you have a big decline down, a big down move. The only difference is obviously you're not breaking a key level of support here, like we broke the 6,000 psychological level. And you already have a bottom. You have a bottom, so there's going to be a lot of liquidity at this area because everybody that bought in here is going to have their stop loss below liquidity. Like everybody that bought in here, like you can see a little bit of a rally here in May of 2018. And so if you're buying in here, which we can see a spike in volume activity, we have a little bit of a rally. This obviously turned out to be a bear flag, and then price continues downwards. Again, we have more buying here at support. And so where are all the stop losses going to be set? Right here below that previous swing low. Whoa, hey. Hey, Zuhair Nakvi sent me 100. I don't even know what that currency is, man. Can you tell us a little bit about your hedging strategies? Yes, absolutely, man. Let me finish my current thought and I'll get to you, man. So very, very much appreciated, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yep. Indian rupee. Yep. My bad, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. See, this is why I got a strong team, man. Thank you, guys. I say I don't know something, and boom, the information comes up. Yep, absolutely, man. Let me finish my current thought, and I'll go over some hedging, bro. Okay. So we were talking about the fractal. Okay. And the reason why, so the reason why it's not exactly the same is because, again, you have a lot of buying here, you have a lot of buying here. This is more than likely a key Fibonacci retracement. Let's do a measurement here. And yeah, so you had some significant buying at the 786 and the 618 Fibonacci retracement right here. And then you have buying at the support level. But where does price want to move to? Price wants to move toward liquidity. And where is the liquidity going to be? The liquidity is going to be right here, where individuals have their stop losses set that bought here and here. So the market does move down, breaks all of them out of their positions. You get the big boys that fill up their positions. Price moves up quite nicely. There's a little bit of initial profit taking right here, and then your secondary confirmation of entry. This is when retail piles in. All right. So this is your big boys filling up right here. Right here, this is your big boys filling up. And then this is retail. Well, really, retail doesn't move the market as much as we think. But this is retail piling in right here, here, and here. And then the smaller players that didn't get their fills at the optimum levels, they're the ones that are actually pushing price up. And then you have profit taking. So I can definitely see the fractal. I can absolutely see the fractal. But the only difference is that tap into liquidity. So really what you would want to see here, I mean, I guess you can kind of consider it the same way where you have a lot of buying right here. We tap into liquidity right here. You get your limit fills. You come up, you put in a higher low, and then you're off to the races. But this is different because we already invalidated that level. So if you look here, you can see if you're looking at the exact same thing where we come down, tap out liquidity, we come up and put in a higher low, and then we shoot up right there. If that is going to be the fractal, then what should have happened is that from right here, the right shoulder of that inverted head and shoulders pattern should have played out and we should have shot up. But now we've come back down and taken out liquidity below that level. Now that this has happened, unless we strongly reverse from this area, as I talked about, so if this level doesn't hold, and that's the current play that I've got going on, I'm probably going to, over the next couple hours, I'm going to wait for the daily to close. I'm going to wait to see what price does here. I'm just going to hold the long open right now, and I'm going to look to throw on some more shorts. Well, actually, to be completely honest, again, sometimes I speak too quickly. My short's still open. I have a third take profit target lower. So depending on what price does, I'll either look to cover my long position. I'll probably hold it open because, again, I have to stick to the analysis, but I might look to add to my short position as well and take advantage of this move downwards. So that way, if my long does end up getting stopped out, I'll have added to my short position. So I'll just wait to do that right now. Right now, I'm about 60% out of the short position, having hit in 2 take profit levels. So if we get a bounce, depending on what price does, if we kind of stagflate here for a little bit, I'll potentially add to my position on the short side. Okay, so let's talk about hedging a little bit, and then I'm going to take, I'll talk about hedging a little bit. So in general, my personal strategy for hedging is going to revolve around using multiple contracts. Now, I had a new member join the premium trading group last night, and this individual was asking me about Kraken significantly. Again, Kraken is one of the platforms that I've been considering migrating to. I do really like the Kraken platform from a fundamental perspective. They're good people. They've been very transparent with how they operate their platform. They receive more law enforcement requests than any other cryptocurrency exchange. And, that costs them a lot of money. Very transparent. The only issues that I've ever heard on there is slight liquidity if you're a bigger player, if you have a larger portfolio, getting up into that like $250,000 range. Otherwise, you should be okay, especially if you're trading with $5,000 to $10,000, potentially on up to 50 grand. You should be okay as long as you're, as long as you're not going all in on all your positions, which you shouldn't. Again, I've got a full webinar that covers position sizing and risk management, how to use stop loss distance to calculate your position size, how to calculate out your total risk level for your portfolio. These are the key things that you need to be studying and practicing really before you even get into technical analysis. You need to understand money management skills, because that is the fundamental skill that will allow you to be profitable in trading, even if your trades don't go your way. Cut losses, maximize winners. So just in brief, the process of hedging refers to being prepared for whichever way the market moves. And in uncertain markets, especially when we're ranging, you do want to be able to take advantage of long and short positions. And traditionally, the way, again, this amuses me. This just really came to me. So I had a negative comment on one of my videos, and most of the time I don't really care, but this guy had said that, it was so stupid to be long and short at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I just wanted to point out the commitment of traders report. So if we go look at the CME and CBOE futures, almost the entire majority, the overwhelming majority of contracts on CME and CBOE. So these are institutional investors. These are banks. These are hedge funds. The majority of their futures that are trading on the CME and CBOE platforms are hedged positions, long and short. Look at Bitfinex, a lot of hedging. Large players in cryptocurrency, man. Hedging is a real thing. It is the opposite of a dumb thing to do, to be long and short at the same time. It is generally the smartest thing to be doing. Why? Because most of you, nobody knows which way the market's going to move for 100% certainty. All we can do is play strong probabilities as traders and set ourselves up in a position so that we maximize our opportunity when price does move in our favor, and we reduce potential losses when price moves against our ideas. That's all you can do, guys. You pick your entries and exits, which is the key, and the market determines if you're profitable. But your strategy and how you actively manage your position and enter and exit is going to determine if you're able to stay in the game. So risk management is really where you want to start your journey toward trading, not necessarily technical analysis. Just want to put that out there for you guys. If you don't know how to manage your money, the best strategy in the world is going to wreck you. So just to give you an idea, like I'll just use the example of last night. So we're moving sideways consolidation. So I want to take advantage of the market moving up, or I want to take advantage of the market moving down. So very simple. I'm looking at the range, and I'm using average true range is the way that I trade into consolidation. I'm using average true range on the hourly or the 4-hour chart. Sometimes the 2-hour chart. It just really determines, I have to correlate like how far the swing highs are away, because I have to take that into account. If I'm using the hourly chart and my stop loss is below a swing low, I don't like that because I know that there's a lot of liquidity above that swing low. So I'll go to a time frame that gives me the levels that seem correct to me based upon where the swing highs and lows are and what the overall volatility of the range is. because I do want to be taking advantage of. I basically want to be having shorts set above swing highs. Like, so for example, like if we were back here, I'd want to be having sell orders here, here, for example, and a stop loss somewhere above here. Probably 1 ATR above swing high is a good rule of thumb for setting stop losses for shorts, and 1 ATR below the swing low is a good general rule of thumb for setting stops for longs. But you're just looking at your range. You're using average true range. This is an indicator on TradingView. You can just pull up average true range, and it's going to tell you the average volatility. So I just take average true range. I take the current price. I subtract 1 ATR. That's where my first buy is going to be. I subtract another ATR from that. That's where my second buy is going to be. Then I subtract another 1.5 ATR from that. That's going to be where my stop loss is going to be. If that's the analysis that I do and I find that those levels are congruent with where the swing highs and the swing lows are, then I'm good to go. And I'll do that. For example, I'll go short like I did last night. I went short on XBTH19 and I went long on XBTUSD. And I set that up in such a way that best case scenario, I get to play both ways. So best case scenario, my XBTH19 fills get filled, price moves down, I hit some take profit targets simultaneously while my XBTUSD long is filling up, and then price goes up. Other way that could play out, price goes down, fills my longs, then shoots back up, fills my shorts, take profits on my longs, shorts fill up, and price dumps. All right, so that's the best case scenario. Worst case, or more common scenario, is that one position stops out, the other position plays out, and the profits from one trade mitigate the losses on the other and actually put me in profit. But I've been prepared for either way, and that's much better. Having a small profit is much better than having no profit, negative profit from taking only one direction in the market when you're unsure of which way the market's going to go and getting wrecked. Alternatively, and obviously worst case scenario, price puts in like a massive Darth Maul candle, and stops me out of both positions simultaneously. But these things happen. So there's much more to hedging than that. This is a very complex, complicated topic. It's something that I've studied for years. There's all kinds of ways to hedge. There are traditional ways to hedge. This is going to be the topic of my webinar. Again, guys, premium subscribers, it's a long webinar, and I want to make sure it's perfect. So ideally, it should be out tonight. Worst case scenario, tomorrow. It's coming. It's a full comprehensive look at BitMEX, how to trade every single contract, how to look at every single idea, option, how to traditionally hedge, how to scale in positions, how to add to your positions, how to ladder positions appropriately, how to use the position size calculator. It's a complete full breakdown tear through, because every single video or walkthrough that I've seen on BitMEX is pretty much garbage and does not tell you what you need to know. It does not teach you. It doesn't talk about funding. It doesn't talk about basis. It doesn't talk about contango or backwardation. It doesn't talk about variable rates. It's like, come on, dude. It's just like, oh, leverage. Let's go. Jesus Christ, man. Magic the Crackening. I like that name, bro. What's the name of the point of control indicator? Volume, profile, visible range. What is the refreshment rate at your displays? Info coming per minute or per hour? Info's coming in per 10 seconds. My pops want to know if you can play stops and options. Well, it depends on your brokerage. It depends on what exchange you're trading on, man. XRP won't be the king. What are my thoughts on BAB? I mean, long term, crappy. Short term, let's take a look at BAB. Play for liquidity. I don't know. I'd still want to have my short open. I don't see any reason to get out of my short yet at this level. Unless this is a liquidity play, it's just going to go further down. But everything is going to kind of depend on Bitcoin. It looks just like the Bitcoin chart right now, actually. So just got to wait and see. For a long-term investment, what are your thoughts on BAB? Can you take a look at it briefly? Like for the same thing, man. Like for a long-term directional play, I gotta see actual reversal of the trend. There's some positive things coming in here on BAB. Yeah, below the 618, next level hold us up is the 786, which is also a previous point of control and a previous resistance zone right here. So the next level that really excites me about BAB is right here. I'd have some buys right here. Have some buys right there. Stop loss right here. Yep, pretty simple, man. And if that level breaks, then you're looking for a liquidity play below the low. But if Bitcoin pumps from here, then BAB's going to pump from here as well. Your significant level of resistance is, again, that point of control. Again, you've got some resistance. Here's your initial take profit targets right here. There's not a lot holding you up there. So I'd target that area right there, right before your swing low. There's a good take profit target right there. And right here before you run into resistance is another good take profit target. And then you just got to wait and see what price does when you get to that point of control. So really, if you want to be traditional and wait until price is bullish, you want to wait until price closes a daily candle above 170.56, which is your current point of control. Price gets above there, then you're feeling pretty bullish because you've had a full retrace. And if price does bottom, let's say price bottoms here. If price does bottom there, then you'd be looking at targets of like 264 and, oh God, I can't even read that shit. I need to fix my, and 280. After you retest your highs and your lows, your initial targets are going to be the same thing. You got your 236, which is right where I pointed you out here. You've got your, this is saying the 382, so that would be plausible, but I'd prefer to take profits here before we reach this HVN. And then if you close above, you got this range right here, your 382, your 50%. That's your common retrace zone for me, anyways. That's the way I trade. But for me, you're gonna get pretty good confirmation of a bull run of more bullish, that this was just a healthy retracement, and you're gonna have another leg here, which is gonna be kind of indicative of the entire cryptocurrency market, honestly. So when you actually are able to get back above that 170 region right there. So right now, just waiting. Not a whole lot of reasons to catch knives on anything. You know, again, the way I play XBT is a little bit different from everybody else's way to play XBT. But you got to keep in mind that I'm also hedged. So not trading on Bitfinex. So I'll play again, it's the same thing though. I'll do the BCH H19 contract. Not in a position on that currently. Again, just I can't, don't have my capital everywhere at the same time. But if price comes back down to this level, I'd be interested in opening up a long. And if price is able to rebound from here and put in some good support, and if Bitcoin starts moving up, then I'll probably be long on just about everything, honestly. So, and this will probably fall in that vector right there because there's good potential. Again, we've got good take profit targets up here. Got a nice 20% play on that, 28% play on that. And again, you've got about a 37% play before you've got significant rejection. And if you're able to get above that, then you've got really good plays. I mean, you've got a really good 40 to 50% play if price is able to close back above that level. So this looks very similar in the micro. This is the hourly chart. I mean, this is Bitcoin right here. Big bull run, 6K support, breaks down, so that's where we're at, man. How do you know where to set your stops? Lots of practice, man. You guys are killing it on Ethereum, man. Hey, Gabriel, man. Thank you so much, bro, for the $13.13, man. You're the best, brother. Gabriel says, thank you for the consistency and depth of perspectives. Justin and crew, happy laddering amidst these shoots, and Al, the best to everyone's Sunday, man. Thank you so much, bro. You're the best, man. Highly appreciated, guys. Gabriel, if you're in the Discord, man, make sure you send me a DM. I'm going to give you a super special, awesome, I'm the best roll, bro. You're in there, man. You're in there like swimwear. Let me see here. Ooh, got a lot of subs. Sorry about that. Crypto Sem, Jesus Casanova, Rick Schmitz, Yorn. Hopefully I never know how to pronounce that. Dutchy, Daniel Espendiller, and Philip Tudor. Hey guys, thank you so much for the subs on YouTube. Happy to meet you guys. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, man. Wordness to the turn. You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny, man. Normally, I don't like to fill my shorts. Oh, man. Hey, Derek La Follette. Hey, happy to see you in the Discord, man. Highly appreciated. Your Crypto Daily. Hey, shout out to you guys. How you guys doing this morning? And Tnox12, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Yeah, Bitcoin Diamond's garbage, man. Bitcoin Gold, blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bitcoin Gold, you got to look at this, whether you're a trader or a miner, because I have friends that are miners and what they're looking to mine is not necessarily like, it's different. So, you know, Bitcoin Gold was cool for miners there for a little bit, but it's not good, man. Hey, thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Rick Smith. Thank you, Philip Tudor. I appreciate that, brother. Gabriel says, I think with a lot of these forks, it's going to be more like buy the movement, sell the rumor with a random pump somewhere close to the end, but a dump as the fork occurs. Oh, no shit, dude. All right, so we've got about 5 more minutes, guys. Hey, El Capo. Yeah, I've actually used the Cash App before to buy spot Bitcoin. It's actually pretty convenient. I like it. All right. Keeping our eye on Mr. Bitcoin right here. A little bit of a correction, like I said. So we've got our levels right now, guys. We came back down and retested the low. Retested the low right here. Tapped into liquidity. Had some nice strong buying from those levels right here. Got a lot of longs filled. Again, minimum retrace should be right around here. 35.40, 35.60. And we'll wait to see what the play is from that area. Overall resistance going to be starting right here around 35.95, ranging up to this area at the point of control. Here's where we have our HVN. So if you're just looking to scalp, looking to take profits in this area right here. If we end up taking out these lows, that's no longer a play for liquidity. And we're going down here. And you can go ahead and put on the shorts. And you've got your take profit targets right here. So if you wanted to be hedged right now, this is not a bad opportunity. Got a little bit of an upwards movement right here. If you did want to put on if you did want to add to your XBTH19 short, not a bad opportunity to do that. Not canceling out the USD long whatsoever though. So we do have our scalp targets right here, and then obviously the long-term targets. And if you want to go ahead and play for the downside as well on the short hedge, you got the downside targets right here, just looking at Fibonacci. So this is your supply zone right here, so you can be looking 34.42, 3400, 33.54. Good targets right there. And looking at something like the hourly. Yeah, looking at something like the hourly. Yeah, same range. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Fisher here real quick before we bounce out of here. See what the Fisher's doing for us. Daily Fisher crossing below the 0 line. Daily Fisher crossing below the 0 line, not in oversold territory yet. Same with our HD transformer crossing below the 0 line after consolidation. 12-hour chart. We've got the Fisher very, very oversold. Hasn't given us the turn yet. But we're in that zone. We're in that juicy zone. We're in that pop zone, guys. Look, every time the Fisher gets down to this level. 6-hour chart. No divergence whatsoever that we've seen on any of our time frames. 6-hour chart oversold as well after a brief recovery from being oversold. Did top below zero on the Fisher transform on the 6-hour chart. Top below zero on the 4-hour chart. And not recovering from being oversold, but we'll see if we get some bullish divergence here on the 4-hour chart, potentially. No bullish divergence on the no real bullish divergence on the hourly to speak of. You can count this, but this low is not really correlated with this low because we've put in other lows on the oscillator so far. Yeah, that's all right. That's an old alert because Raven, we're already out of that trade. So, and we're already out of LTCH19 as well. And we're out of LTC USDT as well. Sorry, just updating some of my alerts here, guys. Okay. Yeah, I really like BAT too. In fact, and again, sorry, not to plug everything, but Mbait had asked Mbait, one of our strong supporters, he had asked me to enable basic attention token donations. So if you guys want to support the stream, hopefully that's all set up now. I believe it is because I went on, I registered as a creator, all that beautiful stuff. So if you're using Brave Browser, you guys can use Brave Browser to avoid the ads on YouTube if you use Brave Browser. I'm not exactly certain how that works yet. So if anybody is kind of familiar with being a BAT creator, again, I just got it all set up. I put the website, the Twitch, and the YouTube all through the basic attention token creator studio. So hopefully that all works. If it doesn't and you're having some issues, like let me know and I'll do my best to figure it out. Kind of new to it. But you guys can support the show that way. Tynox 12, Wajote Mali, and RN 3037. Thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, man. No, Krypton. Let's see here. El Capo Jr., shout out. Thanks, man. Highly appreciated, man. Thank you so much, brother. Anything on Redcoin and Neo? People asking about Neo and Redcoin. Neo we took for Neo we traded for like a 20% trade when it pumped. And with Bitcoin looking like it is right now, I gotta wait probably a day or two for more altcoin plays, guys. You just gotta understand the altcoin cycle, man. Gets really frothy, pumps, and then Bitcoin kind of tanks and brings everything down. So I gotta wait, man. I gotta wait for the markets to look frothy again. Murdered it on altcoins when I was day trading Friday evening and Saturday evening. Again, Quark Chain, Raven. God, sometimes I forget all my crap. I went over this earlier. Yeah, traded Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's Vision, Agi, Singularity Net, Poly, Quark Chain, TNT, Red Pulse, Raven, Stellar Lumens, GVT, Litecoin. But just gotta wait now, man. I'm just so right now. The only thing that I've got open is I'm I'm still short on XRPH19. I've been short on that for a while. Long on XBT-USD, short on XBT-H19, and short on ETH-H19 as well. That's my only plays at the moment, guys. And I probably won't be looking for altcoin plays today. There's a couple things that looked good. What did I see that looked good? I think Zilliqa. Yeah. Yeah, Zilliqa was looking nice, and then it just fell off the face of the map with everything else. So Zilliqa's at support, so could get a play right here. Could get a play for a short-term trade. Up to the point of control. That's a 3% move. Not bad. Is the R to R there? Not really. R is not really there. It'd be a 1-to-1 trade, but that seems like a pretty safe trade. Zill. What else were we looking at this morning? I think Quark Chain's died off. Yeah, I don't know. You could probably get in Quark Chain. 1, 2. Nah, I definitely wait. If we're able to hold this level, then maybe. We're back at that resistance point of control, so I don't really want to be buying into. This looks like a blow off top to me. I think Quark Chain's going to cool off here. It's been good to us. Pull back and held that 50% though on the big movement. On the recent movement, yeah, it tested the 618. So this would have been, I mean, obviously in hindsight, you know, but listen, like here's your level. You got your 50, you got your 382 and your 50%. That's your optimum entry. And then you measure the last movement and you've got your 382 50%. All right. So you've got and you also got 618 confluence here at your 50%. So this range right here was not bad for entry. And then, you know, you've got short-term targets depending on how you're trying to trade it. Again, you can either measure from the top down to that level. And you would have hit your 382 and 50% scalp, 6182, depending on how you want to set your targets. And you've got upside targets if you think you're going to get an SFP, trade up to the top. Hey, Derek. Yeah, man, that would be highly appreciated. You can hit up Scott or Ben in the Discord, man. And they're the ones that do the website, all the tech stuff, man. So if you got something to offer, I'm sure they would be happy to work with you, man. Owen, Wakakaka. Where's your next trade target? Are you going to be bullish or bearish? I'm hedged, man. I'm hedged. For the Bitcoins. Downside targets in my supply zone right here. Upterm, short-term targets for a retest of the point of control and a retest of the previous breakdown zone right here, 37, 3800. So I'm hedged. I'm ready for either way, man. Ready to rock. Ready to rock. Already in profits on my short. Getting filled up on my long at this area is right here. Pretty much filled up through this whole area right here. So I'm good to go, man. Getting some movement. Ooh, buy it up. Woohoo! Buy the dip. I don't know. This is exactly what we saw over here, though. So nothing to get over your skis about, guys. A lot of volatility, man. A lot of volatility. Again, not a bad time to be hedged, man. Be buying the dips, be shorting the rallies. It's the only way to play it, man. And wait until you see actual breaks. So this was your confirmation right here. You had a nice test pump. Could have entered right here. Movement down. And we'll just keep our eye on this, man. But I'm ready to rock, man. Guns loaded. All right. 12:57, guys. I got to get going, man. 2-hour show. I got to go finish up. I got to Well, okay, so not looking for altcoin trades right now. Primos know what they're doing. I got all the trades posted. I got to work. I got to finish the presentation. I got to finish the webinar, getting ready for Cracking Cryptocurrencies presentation to the AAII in Brookfield, Wisconsin at the Westmore Country Club on January 19th. So I'll be leaving this Friday for that. Probably taking some cool, funny videos from the road. I'm making kind of like a mixtape for you guys. Again, I'll be doing my best to do the live updates as I'm traveling. And again, I will be recording our presentation at the conference, and I will be putting that online. In the meantime, guys, let's head on over here. All right. So you guys have been fantastic and awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today for your Sunday morning / afternoon. I highly appreciate all the new subscribers. Oh, and by the way, Kobe Copenhagen and Owen Wakakaka. I love that, man. Or Waka Waka. My bad. Thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Much love. If you guys would like to support the stream, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and smash the like, guys. We highly appreciate it. Please head on over to twitch.tv/crackingcrypto if you haven't already. Give us a follow. Give us a sub if you feel like it, guys. Helps support the stream. Helps keep us on the air. We highly appreciate the support. If you'd like to get some killer value for your support, guys, again, lots of ways to support the show, BAT, one-time donations, whatever. You can head on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com, the third greatest website on the internet, and you can have access to the wonderful, the greatest, the most fantastic of all beverage vessels, mugs and drinkware, guys. You can pick up this for a limited time, and by limited time, I mean most likely always, the Cracking Cryptocurrency HODL mug. This beautiful, gorgeous beverage vessel is scientifically designed to make you 80% more successful in your trading if you drink your morning coffee out of it. Again, it's there for you guys. It is there. We do get a kickback from the sale of the merch. Again, helps keep the lights on, helps all the proceeds go to supporting the stream and giving us the tools and access to make a better show for you guys. El Patron B, hey, what's going on, man? Thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Happy to meet you. On another note, if you guys would like to start January 2019 off on the right foot, make that New Year's resolution, guys, to become a profitable and successful trader if 2018 was a rough year for you, and consider joining the premium trading group that Cracking Cryptocurrency offers. You will get access to all our trade setups and signals posted by all the analysts and traders at Cracking Cryptocurrency. It's not just me, a lot of support behind the scenes, guys. You'll also get access to our live tracking sheet so you can keep up to date with our calls. You will get access to our resource database, which is full of PDFs, workbooks, seminars, courses, everything that you need to design you into a profitable trader. You get access to our webinar series designed to transform you into a profitable trader. Starting from scratch, you will also get access to the hidden Discord, the VIP day trading voice chat, and the Members Lounge private chat room, where it is. Listen, guys, that's the place to be, man. Let me tell you, those guys are on top of it. If I miss a trade, they let me know. You'll also get access to our hand-curated news, our technical and fundamental analysis, one-on-one support, and your own customizable live tracking journal, guys, to keep up to date with your own trades, so you can determine where you are going wrong and where you are going right. You guys have all been absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you so much again for joining me. If you have any questions, make sure to leave your questions, thoughts, comments, opinions, suggestions, sarcastic remarks, and death threats in the comment section down below. As always, you can reach us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com. Until tomorrow, guys, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be there tomorrow. You guys take it easy and trade safely. As always, Justin Wise, Cracking Cryptocurrency. Later, guys.